Hey, welcome back to the channel, folks. I just want to do I'm hoping to do a quick video, a year in review here. I've had this high lift door installed for just over a year in the garage. And the reason I installed it, of course, is because I installed a car lift in my garage. And this is a normal garage. So just kind of wanted to give everybody a rundown how I did it. And the reason I'm doing a review now is because it's been installed for a year. I haven't had any issues with this garage. I did it myself, DIY, myself and my grandson. So just kind of wanted to give you guys a real quick idea on what to do, or at least what I did. I'm not gonna say this is the exact way to do it, but this is what I did and it works for me. So real quick, first thing I did is where the door starts to arch up, I built my wall out. Obviously, you can see the 2x4s I put in there on the wall horizontally. Then I ran a 2x6, it looks like, vertically, just to bring the wall out, basically. I was trying to bring the wall out where it curves up so I could stabilize the rail. And of course I cut the section off because usually normal doors start to curve up here instead of there. So let me get back here and I kind of pointed out. Sorry, but you can see the section that I added, or at least I cut. Actually, I didn't cut it. I took it apart. It was actually bolted together here. I took this off, took it apart, and I took that piece, and moved it up to there. So how did I get this piece, right? I cut it off the end. You can see where the old bracket used to be here, right here. Cut it off. And because when you got a high lift door, let's go back here. When you have a high lift door, in order for your door to go up to where it was, or where it normally stops, which is here, it doesn't have to go back as far here. So instead of hiring, this is my concept, at least my mindset. Instead of hiring someone to come in and fabricate this, why don't I just cut it off and put it into place? Because it's still the same amount of rack, or same amount of track, same size door, regardless of what you're doing. The rail hasn't gotten any longer. You're just going up higher with it. So you're taking a piece and adding a section and just taking the door up higher. So my door used to curl up right here, just above my door entrance, or my opening. And all I did is I raised it up about, I guess, 4 feet. All right, so that's the concept, that's the idea. So how did I get past the garage door opener situation? Of course, I had to deal with, or what most of you will have to do, is use a LiftMaster. Connect it to the torsion bar on the garage. Now, let me go back around here. I'm gonna put the garage door down. I should have just had my garage door with me, opener with me, but I don't. So, all right, so what I did was, instead of having to deal with all those dangerous springs and torsion bars and all this stuff, and torquing them, or torquing those springs, what I actually did is I counted the rotations. I counted the rotations on the springs, on the coils there. I counted the rotations. And when I lifted the door up, I saw how many rotations were left on the coil. And while the door was in the up position, which is the springs will be in the what they call the unloaded position, or what I call the unloaded position, I took my torsion bar and I turned it one turn, one complete turn, or was it two? One or two complete turns. Then I put my wire on there, or my cable on there, and put it in the mounting hole. So it was already 2 turns or so more from the start. And the reason you have to do that, or the reason I had to do that, is number one, you're having to lift the door up further, keep that weight under, or the springs under tension further than you would have if the door was turning here and coming across. So it's more weight longer. So as the springs get uncoiled, they get weaker, basically. Right now, they've got complete tension on the door. If one of those was to shatter right now, you know, it would be dangerous if I was up there by the coil. So of course I ran my wires around, kind of jerry-rigged, got a little ways, but this is where my old garage door opener was at. It was hanging way down. And of course there's the plug it was plugged into there. And I just ran this power from there to the LiftMaster. So, and there we go. That's how simple. And I say it really is simple. It's just a matter of getting the an idea of what you need to do. Build your wall out, because most garages, everything above this header board here, they don't worry about it. It's not, you know, it's not built out. Now, if your garage door, let me go here. If your garage door is not built out to start with, right here, it's not built out away from your wall to start with, you probably won't have to build it out. And of course, you see I made some braces. And I used some 2x4 some braces just to brace the frame, and I braced it right here. And I'm sure someone else actually come up with a bracket would probably do fine for this, or a professional probably would. This is just my way of doing it. But I just wanted to support these 2 rails, keep them in line. You see they're not perfectly in line. So the door's right up without rattling or without jumping off track or jumping on the track or whatever you want to call it. And of course down here I got another set of 2x4s. So it's as stable as you're gonna get. Just be very careful on the size of screws that you use. Here's some. So if I actually did that on the other side, I gashed my finger open on one of these screws sticking out. So you just get a grinder or something to cut this off. All I can say is if you have any questions of what I did, if I didn't answer someone's questions, just let me know. And of course on the LiftMaster here, you see my safety bar there. Also, I got a door lock installed where the door comes down, it locks. Keep someone from pulling the door up and getting in my garage here. So I hope this helps someone. Anyone that's thinking about doing a high lift door for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be for a car lift. It can be for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you just want more space to, you know, work on your car as far as headroom or whatever. So before you think about hiring a professional to do it, don't discount the fact that you can do it yourself. You should have, other than buying some material here like 2x4s for support and to build your wall out, if your track's built right to start with, you should have enough stuff already. Because again, you're using the same amount of rail. You're not going all the way back here with it. So cut that off, put it in place here to raise that section up. It doesn't have to get fancier than that. That's the concept. You're using the exact same amount of track. You just have to account for the door weight going up higher, you know, because the door goes up maybe, original doors, usually, you know, you go up maybe a foot and then it starts to turn overhead. Now you're having to go up an additional 3 feet, or however long that you make your header, an additional 3 feet, and then start coming in. So you have to account for that with these coils. And again, I'm going to reiterate what I did there was I lifted the door completely up, supported it so it wouldn't fall, took my cables loose on each end, rotated the coils an extra 2 turns when they're unloaded. And my grandson held one side while I rotated it, and he held it with a set of wire strips over here on the end so they wouldn't turn. And then I ran the coil around, then we switched sides, then I ran them around on this side. And they were already preloaded at that point. So you see I don't have any issues with my door wanting to stay up, you know, when I let it down, and I don't have any issues with the LiftMaster bringing the door to the top. So I'm sorry it went 10 minutes. Actually went a lot longer. I was thinking of maybe a 5-minute video. So please, if you have any questions about doing something like this, hit me up in the comments. I'd appreciate it if you guys would like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.